too much of a reliance at this stage on Dean Limback.
Having said that, though, Breast, they have got some very good players also. You know, we'll just listen to this for a minute.
Yeah, we will.
Today at Zerby's Reserve, Doncaster is taking on the Waverley Blues. A great job by Dyson Baker and the boys in the pre-match program. It's great to be out here once again on another season, on another Saturday afternoon in season 2015. We always come out here once a year. We get looked after really well, and one of the best spots to call football from in the Eastern Football League, Ray-Ban.
Yes, it certainly is, BWS, and we know how much you love coming out here. But look, I just want to talk about the Anzac spirit. Today at the dawn service at the Shrine, there was record crowds. I mean, the Anzac spirit has lived on. If that last post, doesn't matter how many times you hear it on Anzac Day, if that doesn't stir you up, Breast, nothing will.
No, you're right, Ray. It's just such a patriotic day for Australia. You know, these guys fought so hard for us, and we probably wouldn't be sitting here at this very given moment time calling football if it wasn't for them.
Yes, I was out at the Templestowe Shrine this morning, and it was great to see the Templestowe Football Club out there, the whole football club in presence, and then they did a walk to Templestowe Reserve after that. So the whole football community getting right behind Anzac Day, as they should. It's such a big day on the Australian calendar, and one that we're all very proud to be a part of. And football, just a lot of people don't think that football should be played on Anzac Day, but people are so honoured to be actually part of the day. And there's a big crowd out here. They're all all excited about things, and it's a day of remembrance, but it's a day of celebrating our famous history and our freedom as well, and what better way to do it than with a game of football, the code of Australia. Brad Henderson, he joins me in the co-commentator's position this afternoon. It's great to have you back in the team, Bradley.
Well, thanks very much, BWS. It is great to be back. Really looking forward to this one. Not sure who to tip, to be honest. It's going to be a thrilling game, and both teams, I'm sure, will rise to the occasion, being Anzac Day. That little bit of extra inspiration today as Carboni applies the first tackle of the game on Tim Whitty, and the umpire will throw it up once again in the middle. Fairly heavy conditions in the middle of Zerby's reserve, but otherwise the ground's in terrific condition. It's held up well with all the rain this morning. Carboni got the handball onto Heinsohn, then to Rawlick, but he was under pressure. Ball spilled, almost spilled clear then to Playstead, but the umpire was right on the scene, and once again we'll ball it up. True centre wing position here at Zerby's reserve. No score thus far, and there is a player hurt there for Doncaster East. Taking a long time to get up. It's Marshall.
Just quickly, while there's a lull in play, who are you tipping, Brad?
In the end, I'll go for Doncaster East, but Waverley Blues' form is a little bit hard to know. They've had two great wins to start the year, but we don't know yet the strength of their opposition. Like they played Scoresby last week. Don't know how good they're going to be. So at this stage, I saw Doncaster East last week. They were pretty unimpressive, but I think they've got a lot more to show than what they did last week against Doncaster.
BWS, you might be able to tell us who's that player that's in trouble there for BWS? Any idea?
Jared Marshall.
Yeah, he looks like he's in a lot of bother. The two teams are gathered together in their little groups while there is a lull in play.
Very good player too, Jared Marshall. Got injured 2 seasons ago and missed a lot of football, and a big player in the makeup of this side. He's getting up pretty gingerly, but good to see him on his feet, and he's been helped over to the bench, and so we have a little bit of a stop in play here. So neither side have scored thus far. It's good, the perfect opportunity to welcome to the team, as we always do on a Saturday afternoon, Grant Soupy Campbell, who has the Choose Tap Match stats for us every Saturday afternoon. What have you got for us today, Soupy?
Yeah, I just wanted to quickly mention that last season Waverley Blues' highest score was 114. They've already betted that twice, and Donny East have a 4-4 home record, so looking to make it 2 out of 2 today.
Playstead won the tap down. A lot of players around this footy, including Morrison there. And once again, it will be a ball up on the wing position. Umpire throws it up. Edwards got it down, but it was taken by Stephen, who was well wrapped up by Carboni. Great tackle on Michael Stephen there, and holding the ball, the free kick will go to the Blues. Just notice the time clock on the scoreboard here was stopped during that break, and it restarted when play resumed. So looks like it's going to be the time clock with not factoring in time on, as Giles takes the resulting free kick up towards the wing position. No mark taken. A lot of players around this footy. Ball spills clear. The Lions get it inside their forward, almost inside their forward 50. Carboni tried to get it onto Robinson. Agnew was there in opposition, and it'll be a boundary throw in. If our boundary riders are listening, a couple of players out there that we don't have. Number 62 for Doncaster East, and there's a number 28 for the Waverley Blues. Endeavour to pick up who those players are. Umpire to throw up the ball at half back here. Umpire throws it up. So far, Doncaster East have done all the attacking. This is Sowersby, high up and under kick. Bailey got a fair bit of the footy, couldn't hold the mark. Mill tried to dish it off. Now it's with Musso. His handball put his team under a bit of pressure, and again it will be a ball up, and Jeremy Musso will be looking for a big game. He had a very quiet one last Saturday against Doncaster. Just couldn't find a way to work his way into the contest. We'll be looking for a big one today, as I said, as the ball tumbles forward, knocked towards the line there by Macaulay, and it will be a boundary throw in deep in the Doncaster East forward line.
It's very early days, Brash, but Doncaster East are giving all the play, but the tackling of Waverley Blues has certainly impressed me.
Yeah, both sides actually tackling very well, Ray.
Well, Morrison had the front spot. Little quick kick there by Stephen. Scrambles towards the full back line. Macaulay played in front, paddled it to his advantage on hands and knees. A number of players there, and the umpire will come in and bounce it. It's only about 20 metres out from the Doncaster East goal line. 4.5 minutes gone in this first term. Aaron Bailey throws the ball aloft. Stacks on the mill once again. Expect a restart here, and whistle has been blown. So a little bit stop-starty. The ground's in perfect condition out here at Zerby's Reserve, which is what we like to see, especially at the start of the season. A nice quick restart there. Heinsohn broke his way out of traffic, got boot to ball, kicked it out of that danger zone, out towards the wing position. It almost becomes a foot race out there. Heath is on the hammer, and over the boundary line it goes. Hogan sees it over, and we'll have a boundary throw-in. Almost true centre wing position out here at Zerby's, right in front of the Waverley Blues interchange bench, as umpire to bring it back in. Morrison in the ruck today for Doncaster East. He can play forward and he can play back as well, as the umpire throws it in at the fall of the ball. Hickey, the former Jet, gets a little handball over the top towards Jai Hardwick, who's quickly met and rushed over the boundary line and out of bounds. Matty Sharp seeing that. So we'll have another boundary throw in. Just waiting for the first real break of play is Playstead versus Morrison. Morrison had the front spot. It's the way to do it. Edwards got brought to ground and will have a bounce. Indigo Bank scoreboard at the 6-minute mark of the first term. Neither side have scored. So we're looking for the early breakthrough. High throws it up now. That was an easy one to Playstead, straight into the arms of Rawlick. Tried to break himself out of a tackle, barged his way through. There was Hickey, got dropped the football though, and the umpire said it can be advantage paid here. Here's Carboni on the left boot, kicks it in towards the middle of the ground. It was a bit of a risky kick out there. Walker couldn't quite pick it up, but it was done well there by Sapanchi. Kicks it up towards the half-forward line. It was knocked away there by Robinson, but he went after the football again. Going in there was Coghill. Could he pick up the football? No, he lays the tackle and will have a bounce at centre half forward for the Waverley Blues.
Obviously very greasy conditions here. It's not going to be dry weather football being played today.
Yeah, still no score thus far. 6.5 minutes gone in the first quarter. Doncaster East appealing for holding the ball, but the umpire decided against it. And at the bottom of the pack there was Matty Sharp, one of two players in this Waverley Blues team who made the SEN Team of the Year last year, along with Ben Carboni. There's a free kick, will go to Heath. Very reliable defender for Doncaster East, one of their better players last week. Got it to Whitty, indiscriminate kick by Whitty up towards the wing position. Agnew took possession, but his handball was smothered well by Robinson, who got it to Walker. Off to Sapanchi, has a bit of time to steady. Ryan Sapanchi's kick drifts across the face of goal and through for a minor score. The first score of this Anzac Day clash, with the Waverley Blues one behind. Doncaster East yet to score on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard.
Well, Giles has the ball. Pavic Constantinow was by himself in the pocket, but he disregarded that one and played it to himself, kicked it into the middle of the ground. Here's Morrison at the fall of the ball. He traps it, but Bailey traps him and brings him to ground and will have a bounce almost in the centre of Zerby's Reserve here. First score on the board obviously went to the Waverley Blues. They lead by a solitary point. Playstead got the little knock on straight into the arms of Jai Hardwick, and he's been brought to ground in a good tackle and will have a bounce.
Just looking across the back line of Waverley Blues, boys, they look a lot taller than the forwards of Doncaster East.
Ball hits the deck. Hardwick's in there as well. He's a real tough player and quickly set upon by two Blues, and will have another bounce. Good tackle there by Harrison. Morrison got a good fist on the ball, knocked it away. Edwards was the first player to meet it there for the Blues. Got the handball away to Harrison. Harrison bangs it on his boot, inside forward 50. Probably should have taken the mark there was Lowther, but he got a little knock on it. Going in hard after the ball was Dylan Heath. Put his head over it and wins the free kick. Half-back line for Doncaster East. Morrison screens for it at half-back. Instead, they elect to go in towards the middle of the ground. Musso couldn't quite take it. Nicely done there by Sharp. Got the handball to Carboni from 50 metres out. Can he put the first one on the board for the Waverley Blues? And he slams it home. Great bit of play there by the Waverley side. And on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard at the 9-minute mark of the first term, they lead it by 7 points. They've done all the scoring early in this game. 1-1-7 to no score.
Yeah, Ben Carboni's been prominent early. You know, just found space. Got on of a nice piece of handball there and kicked a beautiful goal from 50. Waverley Blues and both sides are really tackling very hard at each other, and there's really not much between them.
I like the work of Jacob Bailey there. He ran off his man on the half-back line, and he was the one that ran through the centre and actually punched that high ball forward for them to score.
7-point lead then to the Waverley Blues. First goal kicked by Ben Carboni as Batsanis wins it out of the middle. Got it out to that familiar left foot kick of Daniel Mead, and it's a lovely kick by Mead. He finds Musso on the chest. So Jeremy Musso wants to dish it off.
Is free.
Goes short now to Morrison. Had Morrison a little bit further out, but they'll continue to weigh up the options here. Billy Morrison, he doesn't consider having a shot. Definitely too far out. Goes laterally to Shalakis. So Jack Shalakis, bit of a live wire, left footer as well. Neat kick, but it was to a big pack of players. Didn't really do his teammates too many favours. Batsanis knocked it down, but it was intercepted by Walker, who got it back to McDonald. Strong tackle applied then by Shalakis. And they want holding the ball here, the Lions, and they're going to get it. So the free kick goes to Jack Shalakis for Doncaster East.
Probably a little bit stiff there, Walker. It looked like he might have copped one high early, but good tackle nonetheless.
This will test him, probably just outside his range here, Jack Shalakis. He'll kick from the arc. And he is a left footer, which will favour him from this side of the ground, but it's going to fall well short. Lands right up in the square, and it's easily fisted through there by Bailey. So they didn't really read that one too well, the Lions forwards. It was an uncontested intercept then, and a bit too easy to pick off on that occasion.
Yeah, and Waverley Blues are looking at every opportunity to cut Lim back space out so he can't lead into an empty.
Goal the difference on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard at the 11-minute mark. It's the Waverley Blues leading by 6 points. Big kick by Morrison into the middle of the ground. Papakonstantinou got the little handball out wide. It was trapped by Rawlick, who copped one on the shoulder, and he receives the free kick just inside the square. We're looking for the switch. Walker's by himself. Quickly manned up on. They'll go wider here, the Blues. Rawlick asking for it again. Instead, players free in the middle. McDonald takes it. Just weighing up the options, McDonald. Lovely long left foot kick up towards the half forward line. The first player out there to meet it is Saravello. He gets ball and brought to ground across the half forward line. So another bounce, Aaron Bailey to restart play here. Knocked down by Morrison. Sharp's in there too. Picked up there by Shalakis, and the umpires paid a free kick, and it'll go the way of Doncaster East. Big lead there by Musso. It's ignored. So it's Mill on the right boot. Going backwards to go forwards. Musso still presenting short, and the absolute shocking kick there by Dylan Heath goes out of bounds on the full. So the Waverley Blues will get a shot on goal here. The free kick will go to Matt Harrison. It's tugged up very tight, and he'll kick from about the 50. The second genuine shot on goal now for the Waverley Blues side. Looks like he might have a stab at it. So Matt Harrison comes in now. It's a good looking kick off the boot, but it drifts across the face of goal, and that's the second behind on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard to the Waverley Blues. They are 1-2-8 as we cross the 13-minute mark of this first term. Doncaster, they haven't kicked a major yet, but they've got one behind. They are one.
Well, it was an ambitious attempt then from Harrison, but there wasn't much else to kick to, as Giles brings the ball back in for the Lions, finds Musso in the back pocket. Musso goes short. Dangerous kick, was intended for Tennant. Handball was farmed out by Harrison to Walker. Walker had his kick smothered, has to go in hard once again. Hickey attacks the footy for the Lions. Still with the Waverley Blues though, Edwards has a flying shot at the goal from a long way out.
Poster.
And he's just grazed the post there. It was a mighty effort from Will Edwards, and takes the Waverley Blues on to 1-3, Doncaster East 1 behind on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard.
It was a great effort by Edwards there, Brad, because he had nowhere to move. He actually kicked it off half a step.
Well, Coghill was by himself in the pocket as Giles boots it out towards centre wing. It was a very good kick, and they've got numbers at the fall. The ball he picked up by Dylan Ague. He ran himself into a fair bit of traffic then. Little handball over the top. Handball over the top there by Carboni for the Waverley Blues. It comes out towards the Playstead direction. The umpires plucked out a free kick, and it will go the way of the Waverley side. They'll take off pretty quickly here too. Here's Malloy, bangs it ball inside 50. It's a decent old looking kick at the back of the pack there. It was Coghill, got the handball away, and they've got the numbers here. Here's Dean Giles, takes a bounce on the left boot. It was a scrappy little grubber kick into the middle. It was looking for his teammate there in Stephen. He overran the football. It was picked up there by the Blues, and they linked up well in the middle of the ground. That was a great little handball there by Sapachi. Out wide they go now on the right boot there by Bailey, inside forward 50 or thereabouts, and they've taken the mark, or not up towards centre wing, I was trying to say there, as Claven, the big man who's playing his 200th game this afternoon. The Red Nut kicks the ball inside forward 50. Doncaster East, they have the numbers at the back of the pack. Overrunning the football there was Carboni, goes after it again, and we'll have a bounce about 45 metres out from goal. Grant Campbell, thanks to Choose Tap Match Stacks.
Inside 50s 8-3 in favour of Waverley Blues, and the tackle count, effective tackle 16-9 in favour of Waverley Blues. Pyer throws the ball up now. Quick kick out towards the wing position. A foot race ensues, and it is Musso sending the ball over the boundary line and out of bounds. Brash? Yeah, look, I reckon Waverley Blues, their forward line, especially their half forward line, are working extremely hard to keep the ball in their forward half, and it's not paid off dividends on the scoreboard, but it will.
Pyer throws it in and quickly seen back over. Good tackle there by Will Edwards. Great win by the Doncaster East reserves today. It was a very entertaining clash, especially in the second half, as the ball comes back into play. It's Claven on the bottom of the pack.
Probably a bit unlucky not to get the free there.
Yeah, he was certainly the first person after the football, as Hardwick now hands the ball back to the umpire. Throws it up now. Claven got that clear knockout. Little toe poker there by Walker. Didn't go anywhere. Carboni goes after it. Almost threw it out wide, but that was okay because Bailey was there for support. Make that Edwards. Kicks the ball inside forward 50. Over the top there of McCulloch's head. First player to meet it there will be Lowther. He paddled it to his advantage. He had Daniel Mead in there for support, and he'll see it over the boundary line and out of bounds. Right half forward flank there for the Waverley Blues. They currently lead it at the 16.5 minute mark. It's a low scoring affair so far. 1-3-9. Doncaster East, one behind.
8 points the margin. Back into play. Savage actually went up in the ruck that time for the Waverley Blues, and it will be another ball up. Paul Savage, very experienced player. I think he's played in 2 premierships at the Waverley Blues along with John Heinsohn. Certainly the Blues' 2 most experienced senior footballers. It's a kick up towards half-back. It's taken there by McLeod. McLeod goes in very short and finds Lowther.
Sousby.
Sousby's kick towards the middle. No mark taken. Dished off to Carboni. Low left foot kick. Inside the forward 50. Papa Constantin now takes possession. Sweeping handball to Whitty. This is a promising build-up. Shalaka spins out of the tackle, drives it forward, but it's to a 2-on-1. Gee, it was well done, though, by Stevens. What an effort. Juggles the mark, but then he's almost...
Oh, I think he was very lucky, that Waverley Blues guy. That could have easily been 25 or 50 there.
It could have been Brash, but he also dropped one. He also dropped one anyway before that. No, I think it was the right decision to make him kick from where he is.
You can buy real estate off me anytime you like.
You give it away, I hear.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you, Ray, because Bailey copped one from Stephen. I think it wasn't intentional, but it would have left him smarting. That's why he reacted so strongly. Probably a good decision in the end. So Michael Stephen, from pretty well straight in front, launches the kick. Looks good off the boot. I think he snuck it home. Yes, he has. Goal there for Michael Stephen for the Waverley Blues, for Doncaster East. That is their first. 1-1-7. The Waverley Blues 1-3-9. 2-point lead to the Blues on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard.
A good build-up there by Doncaster East after Waverley Blues have probably controlled the contest in the last 5 to 6 minutes. Waverley's disposal into the forward lines hurt them when they've had advantage of the ball.
But that half-forward line of Waverley, as you said, Brash, they've been working really hard without any reward. But the back line of Donny East has really been under pressure.
Grant Campbell, thanks to Choose Tap Match Stats. Obviously not.
I reckon by the end of the day, BWS, I reckon we might get close to 100 stoppages.
Pyer to restart the ball once again in the middle of the ground. Over the top there was Mill, got a little handle on it. Kick goes inside forward, 50 for Doncaster East. That was off the ground. Limback was in the back position there. Stephen was in there. Little ball comes out the side. Macaulay was after it. He got brought to ground, but the umpires paid a free kick to the Waverley Blues.
The umpire, who was 40 metres off the ball, paid that one.
Short passes on now. Macaulay takes it unattended. He'll be able to take off here. Goes along the members' wing, kicks it up towards the centre position of the ground. Ball spills out towards Mill. He was rushed over the boundary line. It was good attacking play there by Daniel Playstead. He just charged at him and hurried him over, and we'll have a boundary throw-in right in front of us here on the centre wing position. Grant Campbell, thanks to Choose Match Stats.
Clearance is 10-6 in favour of Doncaster East.
And at the stoppage, Sharp got the little handball away. That was good play by Edwards to get boot to ball. But going over the top and taking a strong mark was Tennant. On the right boot now is a dangerous little kick. Rawlick got a handle on it, and it bounces my favourite here, the Waverley Blues. First play to meet it out here is Fury. He picks it up, knocked it onto Carboni. He got the first goal for the Blues. He might have the second, but he pushes it across the face of goal. It wasn't a good kick off the boot. He'll be disappointed with that effort, the coach, and over the boundary line it goes. 20 metres out from goal from the Waverley Blues end.
That was good pressure then by the Doncaster East backman.
Cricket season's over, Brash. It's a 2-point lead to the Waverley Blues, and it's deep in their forward line. Umpire throws it in now. Papa Constantinou got the knockdown. Little handball by Sharp, went straight back to Papa on the right boot, kicks it up towards the wing position, knocked over the boundary line and out of bounds. There was quite a number of players going after that football. Stephen had the back spot there. He's kicked the only goal for the Doncaster East side at the moment, but there's only been 2 goal kickers, Carboni and Stephen. Almost 21 minutes gone in this first term.
Boundary throw-in, broadcast side of Zerby's reserve as Shalakis, who's had a great first quarter, attacks the footy, gives off the handball to Hickey. Got it back to Heath. Chain of handballs here for Doncaster East. Finishes up in the hands of Whitty. Whitty's little underground kick to Batsanis was effective. Kick from Batsanis looking for Agnew. Wasn't a lot of talk going on there. Malloy takes possession for the Blues. Kicks to a 2-on-1 on the wing. Wasn't a bad effort by Cole, but he just couldn't compete against 3. Handball came out to Stephen. Lowther now. Slick handball to Heath. This is really promising stuff from the Lions. Heath's little underground kick was a poor one. Probably needed to do better in that situation. And McDonald clears for the Blues. Up towards the wing position. Playstead got it to Walker. Walker kicks inboard now, dangerous kick, didn't favour his team. Big high up and under kick from Lowther. Not much direction in that one. Handball was shot out to Playstead, hard up against the boundary line for the Blues.
Oh, well done,
Gave it to
Sousby.
Bailey. Attacking the footy was Sousby, and he's earned himself a free kick. Put his body on the line, and Bailey there infringed on Pete Sousby into the team this week for the Lions. Sousby's kick set a hard task there for Limbach. Probably the first time we've called him really in this first quarter. Hasn't really seen too much of the action so far.
They're actually, the Waverley Blues are playing smart football because they're putting a player in front of Limbach, so it's almost a 2-on-1 situation. If they're going to bomb the ball in Doncaster East, the Waverley Blues are going to have the advantage every time. So Stephen goes in hard after it and almost earned himself a free kick there, and asking Aaron Bailey why not, and Fails doesn't want a bar of that one. He wants to restart the game. Playstead got the little knockdown. It's about 30 metres out from the Doncaster goal line. Going in after the football there was Sousby to lay the tackle, and once again we'll have another bounce. 22.5 minutes gone in this first term. It is a 2-point ball game. Trying to get boot to ball there was Stevens. It comes out towards the Woody direction. He always puts his head over the football, as does Matty Sharp, who tries to release it. Players screaming for holding the ball, but to no avail, and we'll have another stoppage. 45 metres out from goal. It's at Doncaster East end. Don't expect it to be a long quarter, as there hasn't been too much goal scoring. As Walker, little handball over the top, that was pretty handy, and now the Waverley Blues will be able to take it away. Here's Sarah Panchi. Kick goes into the middle of the ground, players falling over at the critical stage. Here's Mead. He could nearly kick it from there, Mead. Short passes on towards Musso, took it on the half volley, has to get rid of it quickly. Going after it again there is Mead on hands and knees, trying to squeeze it out. There was Robinson. They've done all right there, the Waverley Blues, picked up by Musso to the top of the goal square. Limbach, he sat at the back of the pack. Can he trap the football? He can't, and nice little play there by Tim McCauley to lay that bit of pressure. Rush behind is the result. Bendigo Bank scoreboard, 24 minutes gone in this first term. We have a 1-point ball game, although it's not very high scoring, is it? 139 the Waverley Blues, Doncaster East 128.
Johnny Hindson premiership hero in 2008 for the Waverley Blues. Brings the ball back into the broadcast side and finds Playstead on a long lead, who slides in to take the mark there in front of Billy Morrison.
Covers a lot of ground, Playstead.
He's had a good start to this game. Went very short to Walker. Walker's kick to the wing position. McCulloch got a hand to it. Hot footy now. Savage dives over it and feeds it. Who was under pressure. Great tackle from Giles. That's a bit of a clumsy tackle from Papa Constantin.
Great tackling.
Was pretty high, but the umpire said play on up towards the wing. Batsanis, or Shalakis I should say, takes possession. It's going to be a boundary throw in.
Once again, the tackling pressure of both sides. The tackle of ball carrier is enormous.
Sure is. Back into play. Morrison palmed it down beautifully into the path of Stephen. Sharp had his kick intercepted. Hickey got a handball out to Heath, who went to ground but still found Giles. Searching, kick by Giles, looking for Lindbergh, who takes the mark, races in and slams it home. So Dean Lindbergh's taken a while for him to get his first kick. He's kicked his first today, and that's 15 goals for the season. And he says to his best mate up the field in Dean Giles, thanks very much for that kick. That was a beauty. It just favoured him perfectly.
Didn't look too good off the boot, did it, Ray?
No, I thought it was actually a point. But look, that was the first time that Lindbergh's been one-on-one with his opponent, and he came out on top, because looking at his opponent there in Macaulay, Lindbergh is a bigger, stronger man. But what I also like about Macaulay is he's not prepared. He is prepared to run off Lindbergh when the situation is there.
Grant Campbell, thanks to Choose Tab.
Waverley Blues 21 effective tackles to 20, but Doncaster East 6 forward, 50 tackles to 2.
Morrison knocked it down, but it went straight to Sharp, who kicked it up towards the half-forward line. First player out there to meet it is Hogan. Couldn't quite get boot to ball. Daniel Mead on hands and knees, traps it, gets a little handball out wide. That was good play. Goes after it again. A lot of players around this football on that outer half wing. McCulloch, little toe poke off the ground, went nowhere. Handball over the top that way by Stephen. His teammate under a lot of pressure, and will have a bounce almost on the centre wing position out here. It's 26 minutes gone. Doncaster East, who have probably stepped up the tempo in the last 5 minutes or so, lead this game by 5 points. Trying to take it out of the ruck there was Stevens. He played for the free kick, and it was smart play because he earned it.
I think you're right there, BWS. Doncaster East have certainly picked up their intensity in the last 5 to 6 minutes.
Morrison in the middle of the ground screaming for it. Eventually the ball finds him there. Gets a handball out to Lukey McLeod on the right boot. He kicks the ball inside forward 50. Couldn't quite find the target. Here's Sousby at the forward ball. Got a little toe poke out. Oh, that was clever play by Sousby. And Papa slams it home. That's 2 goals in a row for the Doncaster East Football Club. And they stretch their lead out to 11 points. 27 minutes gone here in the first term on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard. EFL Game Day Brush.
Just to elaborate on that last comment, Doncaster East has worked extremely hard in their back line to create some opportunities in the last 5 or 6 minutes. They've been more useful in going into the forward line, and obviously reap the benefits.
And also, Brad, just to add to that, I just think the Doncaster East forward line in the last 5 minutes has sort of opened up a bit. There's not too many players in there as there was in the first 15 minutes of the quarter.
Early contender for Pancake Parlour Player of the Day with Sousby's little shimmy out wide.
Yeah, that last goal by Papa Constantin now wasn't the first quarter, and after a slow start by Doncaster East, they certainly got their game together in the last 5 to 6 minutes of that term.